All right, hey guys. If you're watching this intro, it means you're watching the part 2 video. If you haven't seen the part 1 video, there'll probably be a card in the corner or something, and I'll put a link in the description to part 1 to go watch. Part 1 covers stuff I do and stuff I've been doing, and as a general checklist for stuff you can do before a class releases. There's still plenty of time in this week because we have a whole week until the new class comes out if you're going for Destroyer, but these lists are pretty generalistic and you can do them for any class. There's nothing really class specific in here because I don't go over stuff like engravings and all that. I kind of just give it a really general approach of just all the other stuff you can do that maybe you forgot about or something like that that could really help kind of smooth over transition. Again, this is part 2, so I hope you go back to watch part 1 and you know, let me know how at the end of it all, you know, let me know in the video, in the comments, how any of this helps you. And I really appreciate it if you give me any feedback on it. I'm still kind of figuring out this whole video YouTube thing. Also, I do have a Twitter now, so there'll be a link in the description. So go give that a follow so you can keep up to date and just see my general shit posting and memes that I do and all that stuff. But I hope you watch I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope it really helps you out for trying for new classes. So see you guys in the next one. So the next point we're going to talk about is things you can do after the release is out. Now, I have it divided up depending on what resources you have available. With the first one being the Feiton Power Pass. If you're someone who saved your Feiton Power Pass, the few of you, bless your soul if you really wanted to play Destroyer. If you're probably also someone who's most likely been hoarding stuff already ahead of time, and you probably save stuff, you probably don't need to do much more than what's listed above. At most, you might need to do some tier 2 tower or, you know, empty some vendors, but you start at 960. And it's a very quick process. If whatever event they replace Guardian Raid event with comes with books, it'll still be pretty quick. It didn't take me very long to get my Glaver from 960 to 1100 with books and then the stockpile I had saved up. I will say it did take for Guardian Stones maybe about 2 full stacks roughly, maybe a little bit more of Guardian Stones to get from 960 to 1100 because it takes a shit ton and you need a lot of fusion materials. So don't forget, like we talked about earlier, get pre-farm and pre-make your fusion materials. It'll save you a lot in the long run. If you're doing it with the express mission, you have one of two things. You either be doing it with the express mission and knowledge transferring, or if you're like me who saved the Vern Power Pass, you're going to use your Vern Power Pass and then express mission the rest of the way through. A caveat to this is dependent on whether or not they give us another Feiton Power Pass, if they change their mind. We already know that they originally do not plan on getting us a Feiton Power Pass for the Destroyer. They've now officially said that they don't plan on giving us a Power Pass for every class that they're going to release in our region because they think that it's too many Power Passes too close together. Do I agree with that reasoning? No, I don't. But I'm not going to get into the specifics or the politics of that or the drama of that here because I feel like enough people have expressed their opinions and it's kind of more in Smilegate Amazon's court whether or not they'll step up and kind of playstate us or just stick to their guns and be like, sorry, you know, we'll be more communicative next time. But if you're with the express mission, then it's with real big, you want to make sure you have enough PvP coins, bloodstones, pirate coins, and chaos currency. And this is to buy out the shops for as much as you need. Again, this is going to depend on a per person basis, how much you've hoarded, how much you've grinded, what characters you had. For instance, I might have to buy some tier 1 stuff because I don't have any tier 1 characters. So everything I have right now came mostly from bloodstones and leftovers. So that's kind of just how it is. Clear your tower on any character that you have currently already if you haven't done so before, because you cannot get the mats that you hear about from tower until you've gotten the first clear reward. Once you get the first clear reward, characters that do it after will then get materials like shard pouches, guardian stones, destruction stones, leap stones, all that good stuff after that. So if you haven't done it and you're planning on doing the tower for extra materials, just get it done now in this week, spread it out, do it on a character that's really overgeared, and just bam, bam, bam. The tier 1 tower should be no problem for you, especially if it's a tier 3 character. The tier 2 tower might cause some issues because there's a lot of survive rooms in there that even with a tier 3 character can fucking destroy you, unless you're like a gun lancer with a shield or like a mayhem berserker. But give yourself some time so you don't get overwhelmed with it, because tower can be pretty infuriating, especially tier 2. So I suggest, you know, kind of working through that slowly through the week, so that way when the next class comes out, and again, this is kind of for future stuff too, because once you do it once, you won't have to do it again unless you want to get the materials on that specific class. Depending on your honing luck, with the express mission, which should be really good because you'll also be skipping levels, at least up to plus 12s. Actually, I think it's like guaranteed up to plus 12 also. But basically, depending on your honing luck and how much blue crystals, gold you have stockpiled, you might have to purchase extra mats from Mari's shop and the auction house in the market. Now, this is specifically only if you do not want to use your Chaos Dungeon and Guardian Raid entrances in anything but tier 3 on that first day. If you don't really care too much for it, then just do the express mission actual quests, because they give you a bunch of fucking materials. So just do that, and then you don't really have to worry about this. This is kind of more for people who are like me, who you really just want to get that character to tier 3 as soon as possible. And we kind of fucked up and we used the Feiton Power Pass on the Glaver because we also liked Glavers. So this is kind of more for us. It'll kind of just depend on like a per person basis. But I think you might not need to do too much of it, but you might need to have to sprinkle a little bit here and there. Tier 1 materials are really cheap, so those definitely you want to buy off of the auction house or the market. Tier 1 materials are cheap, sorry. Tier 2 materials are kind of cheap depending on what you need. Shard pouches, I don't know if they fluctuated, but at least when I was doing it for the Glaver, it was like much cheaper to just buy small shard pouches for Mari's than it was to buy them off the auction house. So stuff like that. Again, it'll differ from person to person. Be ready to use at least one Chaos Dungeon entrance for tier 2 armor, or be ready to buy armor off the auction house. If you're using the express mission, it means that if you have with knowledge transfer and a tier what's it called, or with like a power pass, and I don't know about knowledge transfer actually now that I think about it, but with a power pass for sure. If you're like me with a Vern Power Pass, it starts you off in tier 1 gear. But if we don't get a tier 2 Power Pass, that means you're probably going to have to burn at least one dungeon entrance to try to get a full set of tier 2 stuff, because that's the only way you're going to be able to hone to tier 3. If you're lucky, maybe by the time you are ready to, move from tier 1 to tier 2, people might have put stuff on the armor on the auction house, but be ready to pay a pretty penny, because people who are selling it on that day 1 are going to sell it probably pretty expensive, because they know that the people trying to do it are people who are going to push. I've already mentally prepared myself to probably drop like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 gold on it, because I kind of don't want to use my dungeon entrances on tier 2, especially because there's no guarantee that even with rested you'll get all of the armor pieces in one run. It's happened to me before. It happened to me in tier 3. It's happened to me in tier 2. I've gone in with the rested, I cleared one dungeon and I still didn't get all the armor and pieces. I either missed like one piece of armor or the weapon or something. So just be mentally prepared that you might have to burn one, if not both, of your Chaos Dungeon at tier 2 to get it. And if you don't have any Aura of Resonance potions, you're probably just going to have to stop there. Well, you're probably going to hopefully get both of your armor, all your armor in those 2 runs, and then just push to tier 3. And then once you get to tier 3, you basically just have to stop there, because there's literally nothing you can do. It's probably one of the more frustrating things in this game, to be honest, is that you literally can do absolutely nothing if you don't get enough armor pieces in your runs. If you don't have a Phaeton Power Pass and you don't have an express mission, just chill. That's all I can say. It's not worth it. Just relax. Take it at your own pace. Go slowly but surely, because the amount of resources you'll have to invest, unless you have like you've been saving like probably just about everything from this beginning of launch to get them to like tier 3 from absolutely nothing, it's gonna take you, if you have like absolutely nothing, like I'm not, like if you don't have a Phaeton Power Pass and express mission, you're probably not also the type of person who saves your Aura of Resonance potions. You'll have to do probably 1 or 2 Chaos Dungeons to get your tier 2 armor when you get them to 50. Then you'll have to do it again for Yorn to get them for tier 2. I'm sorry, tier 1 and then tier 2, and then do it again for tier 3. Just take your time. Just do it at your own pace. Kind of like funnel materials to them if you want. Use other characters and that kind of stuff. Just don't push yourself. I don't really think it's worth it. And even then, I don't think it's really possible unless you just plan on buying a bunch of gold to buy a bunch of stuff off the auction house. So just relax, take it at your own pace, and don't even worry about it. Like, even if you're someone who's looking forward to Destroyer, just maybe with whatever they give us, like whatever event, if they don't give us a power pass, could actually like speed it up. But I don't think it's worth stressing over, so just don't worry about it. Just level it like as at a decent pace, and then once you get it to tier 3, where then you can probably funnel all your mats if you have a lot of tier 3 alts, that's when you really want to do it. But Tier 1, tier 2, like you probably won't have enough stuff. Like you'll probably have to drop quite a bit of gold to get enough without any sort of like extra honing buffs or anything like that. Because like the reason I don't say this in tier with the express mission, even from tier 1, is because the express mission, if I'm mistaken, gives you 100% success rate, and you get +2 every time you hone up until +12. Now I think you keep the percentage, or at least the percentage increase that increases it to 100 under +12. So I think it makes it, because like a friend of mine was telling me like it was super quick even past +12 to get to 1100 or to get to the next stuff. So that's why I say you don't need it for tier 1 or the express mission if you have it, because the express mission just juices the shit out of your honing, but you'll probably need it for if you don't have any of them. So one final note that is if it's applicable, because I feel like most people probably do this, probably have already used it, is if you have any aura of resonance potions, like hold on to them or don't claim them for as long as possible. So this month alone, they gave us 2 aura of resonance potions for 14 days from the maintenance compensation pack, which I still haven't claimed yet, so they still haven't started ticking. And then from the monthly login, I still haven't claimed them, so they haven't started ticking. They gave us 2 more. So in total, if you had wanted to, if you really cared about if you were really like hardcore about Destroyer, you could have held on to both of them. If you haven't used them, cool, hold on to them. You'll get to use them next week. If you did use them, no biggie, because then that also means you use them on characters to push them farther, so that way they could make more gold and make more mats and all that kind of jazz. So it's not really that big of a deal whether you saved onto it or not. So last, as a roundup, I just kind of want to show like what I've saved up for my Destroyer to come out. It's quite a bit. Basically this whole roster, right, this whole tab for the roster storage, which I paid blue crystals back when they were really cheap to unlock all of it, is 100% saved for the Destroyer. As you can see, I have this is my Vern Power Pass right here. I have the fusion materials. I have 117 for tier 2. That's not enough. I'll need more. This row right here is all tier 1 stuff. Like I have 100 more tier 1 leap stones here. This has like 80 destruction stones, and this has 3,700 guardian stones in here. That's not to mention I saved pretty much a majority of my Ark Pass chest here. I've saved a lot of the login pouches here. I have the fusion materials here. These are the chests I was talking about from Anguished Isle. As you can see, the ones I have left over are 108 tier 2 and 122 tier 3 leap stones. As you can see, they are bound to roster. You cannot trade them to other people, but you can put them in your roster storage, and then it comes with 1 bound leap stone for tier 2 and tier 3 respectively in each chest individually. You can buy up to 50 per character that you can get to Anguished Isle, so it's really nice, especially if you have multiple tier 3 characters. But yeah, as you can see, I had to use some today to try to do some glaber honing with the books so I don't waste the books. But as you can see, I have basically 2 stacks of tier 2 guardian stones, and then almost another full stack here, and then I have a little bit more than half a stack of destruction stones, and then for tier 3 I have a full stack of destruction stones, and then like another 1200 here, and then I have 2 stacks of guardian stones and another 2300 here, plus 247 honor leap stones, and then 26 great honor leap stones that are all unbound. I need to make more fusion materials, because well, actually I need to move them over from the glaver, but I also need to just make more fusion materials in general for that way when I push it. So because for instance the fusion materials, so I might use these because they have the green ones, the simple bound ones, but I really don't think the ones that we got from the Ark Pass mission are worth using except for the basic Oreja fusion materials, like the blue ones for the tier 3, because those are pretty expensive to make, and these give you 122 per. So for 1 chest, it gives you the same equivalent as crafting 3 or 4 of the material in your stronghold. So not only do you save on fish, you also save, I think it's roughly like 800 gold. Where's the workshop? I forget how much it is off the top of my head. Yeah, so for me, the basic Oreja fusion material costs 200 gold with my reductions, because I have a 2% decrease cost with my stronghold researches. So that's 800 gold I'm saving with that 1 chest alone. But again, all of this is kind of just my opinion. It kind of just depends on you, because I'm also just like a crazy person who saved up. I have like 55 gem chest here, plus having like 5 whole rows of level 4 gems saved up for my destroyer, so that way he can like roll his gems really quickly when fusing them all, stuff like that. So you know, this, I'm kind of a bit on the more extreme end of things, but that's basically it though for the for what I have. If any of this helped you at all, please let me know in the comments, like how it, if it did help you. Like I think it's pretty nice to have just a little prep list on check. If people ask for it, I could look into like maybe putting the checklist on maybe like a imager or something, or like take a picture of it or something and put it out so people can follow it themselves. Because really, I just have it on a notepad. It's not even on a Google Doc thing or anything. But yeah, so just let me know in the comments if any of this helped you. Let me know if there's any things you did that you think I missed or you know should be added to pre-prep. Like that's always great. Just a little tack on is I do have a Twitter. It'll probably be a link in the description. And I do stream on Twitch from Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central. On Thursday, it's going to be a long day for me because I plan on waking up pretty early before stream and kind of trying to get a Solus run in before I start streaming, or at the very least as far in as I can get, so that way I don't have to, I can spend stream doing actual like honing and stuff, and we can kind of go through Yorn together if I need to go through Yorn if they don't give us a power pass. But aside from that, I hope you'll come join me on stream. Follow my Twitter and my Twitch, to especially my Twitter, to keep up to date. I'll pretty much post when I go live and what I plan on doing and if I drop any new videos. And then like just random shit posting and just thoughts of the day and that kind of stuff. But I hope this video helped you. I hope you could really get a lot out of it, because I really think that being pre-prepared for these classes for when they come out is going to really probably help you kind of just smooth into them, because it's going to be hard to swap if you've been focusing on a character just because of the nature of how this game works. So hopefully this helped you. Let me know if it did, and I hope to see you guys on stream, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.